So again, we're talking about Git. Git. So now what you have to also understand is that Git and GitHub are two different things. Okay, Git is a software, okay, which is a distributed version control system that you install on your systems. We have certain Git hosting services also, the likes of, so Git hosting services are like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Git. So all these are hosting services. These are online SaaS platform, and they provide you Git-based repositories. Okay, so there are certain advantages of using it. One is easy collaboration. If you're not using these hosted services, then you will have to maintain a server at your end. You have to ensure that the same thing that we spoke about, keeping things on cloud versus keeping things locally. So you have to take care of all these things: security and access control, backup and disaster recovery, in-house IT management, uh, integrate DevOps will be difficult, and so on. So these are providing you certain tools that make things easier for developers, but these are not same as Git. Okay. um, so that is why we are using them, because of these reasons. Otherwise you can even use Git without GitHub. Okay. So again, there can be different reasons of using different hosting services. So maybe you can consider community, collaboration, features, and costs. So all of them will have certain features, functionalities, support, and a cost to it. Obviously, as the cost increases, the tool itself becomes much more sophisticated. So it really depends upon the choice of the organization. Uh, so you can choose either of them, not a problem. Now, this is the concept of Git staging, where we are saying that we are always in a working directory. We run a command called git add that puts our stuff into the staging area. Then we commit, so the things go into the local .git file. So basically now it is tracking it, and then we have to push it to the remote. Okay. Now, uh, when you are pushing it to the remote means here your GitHub or something else. Okay. So uh, you can also launch your, basically create a remote on within your network also. Okay, it is not essential to have GitHub or Git or GitLab, but most people will do it because of the benefits we have seen earlier. Okay, so this is a workflow of basic workflow of Git. What I also added here is something to understand that what practically is going to happen. So this is what use case can be. A simple use case. In complex teams it will be more complex. So we have two users called Bob and Alice. Bob will create a GitHub repository. So basically there is a project. Now in this example we have taken Bob. Otherwise it can be your manager or someone else who has created a directory on GitHub. And here they added other people in the team as collaborators. You start a project there, and then on GitHub itself you will be able to create an issue. Okay, there is a UI option available from where you can create an issue, or you can say task. And here the team members can actually assign those tasks to themselves. So they will also have a UI where they can assign those tasks to themselves. So for example, in this case we are just having two people. So Alice assigned the task to herself, and now they will set up their local GitHub. Okay, so also they have to set up their GitHub repo, or the keys to access the GitHub repo. Now they will create a directory on their local system to start working on it. The first thing that they will do is they have to git clone. Okay, so that they bring the entire thing here. Now there are two ways to do this stuff, right? One is that the first option is where you go and create a branch on GitHub itself. So it is called forking. Okay, so on GitHub itself you will go and create a feature branch or a issue branch or whatever you want to name it, and then you will do a git pull to pull all that branch locally, and then you will switch to that branch, giving a name called git check out the name of the branch. You can check the status by using git branch, and now you will make the necessary changes, whatever the issue was there, or adding a file or something like that. Then obviously you run a command called git status. Okay, and then you will obviously add the changes. Then you will commit with a good message, and then you will do a git push. So here when you are doing git push, okay, you will be pushing things to your feature branch, not to the main branch on GitHub, right? So once you do this, you will start seeing something called compare and pull request on your UI. Okay. Now what will happen is, what ideally should happen is that instead of LS doing the remaining stuff, now Bob will come in again and he will check. He will click on pull request. So he will do the pull request. He will check the changes committed by Alice. There's a commit tab over there. You can see all these tabs on what do you say, GitHub there. Now one thing more is that here we have taken an example that Bob is checking all these things on GitHub itself. Another scenario can be there where Bob actually again pulls the changes to his own local directory and checks them there. Okay, so that scenario can also be there. Bob, once satisfied, will click on review changes and approve. So there is a option of review changes and he will approve it. And then Alice can go back and he can see the approved changes and proceeds to merge pull request. Once this merging happens, your main code becomes same as your feature branch. Is this flow clear? And here the example is of branching done at GitHub. The spelling of branching is now the same scenario that they have created this and Alice has assigned herself. Now Alice sets up the keys to GitHub repo, creates a directory on the local system, uh, Git does a Git clone. Once you will do a Git clone, you will get the main directory. You will cd to that directory, and then instead of uh, now what they will do is they will go to Git checkout main, go to the main repo, and then again run the command git pull origin main. So although this might not be required right now because you have just cloned it, but it's always better to first use git pull. Okay. Now what they will do is they will not fork something branch over here. Now they will simply create a feature branch locally. Okay. So they will use git checkout feature branch and then again make the changes, add things, commit things. And now when they will push, right, they will push with the command git push origin and feature branch. Once this goes to the uh, thing, then this will go to where? This will go to your feature branch on GitHub. Okay. Again, those things will happen. Now you will have a one new feature branch on GitHub, and again we will do this all that stuff, and your branches will be merged. There is one more use case here that is there in the practicals part also, that instead of doing this git push here, right, in this workflow, you simply go back to your main repo, main branch, git checkout main, you run that command, and then you use git merge. So what can happen is that instead of wait, I will just write it down for you. So another scenario what can be there, that once you have done changes locally, right, changes in the feature branch, okay, you have done git add, you have done git commit. So right now your feature branch is having the changes, right? Now here what you will do is you will get checkout main and you will do git merge and give the feature branch name. So this step, what this will do is this will merge the changes to your local main branch. Okay. And now you will just do git push. That's it. So what will happen is that so we are not maintaining any branches on the uh, on your GitHub. No branches are maintained on remote. So remote always has, or we can say remote always has
Master.
one main branch. one main or master branch, right? So in this case, what happens is all the merging is happening locally. So depending upon whether you want to do it or not, that is a case that so this kind of scenarios are where we have very small teams, right? We are doing very small changes, very what you can say very fast and limited changes we are doing. So this can be done because there's a flaw here, right? Third person cannot review your code, right? So this is a flaw. When we are doing the things this way, someone else can come and review your code, see what you have done, whether it's right or wrong. So this is one part that I